Okay, and I love this iceberg effect. This is life. Life is like an iceberg. It's, the top part is how smart we are. So it's your IQ. Science says this. Sarah. I know that, Sarah. Sarah, when you were born, here's what happened. The genetics of your mama and daddy went, that's what you have, Sarah. Now, some of us are more gifted with IQ than others. I'm to a high IQ wife. She's brilliant when it comes to intelligence. She just knows all the Jeopardy questions. Me, it's like, well, what now? Here's what happens. Your IQ stays the same for most part of your life. It may fluctuate a little bit throughout your lifetime. But for the most part, what you got, Sarah, is what you got. What I've got, it's just what I've got. Your EQ, your emotional quotients. It's like, okay, you're given this, but it's a matter of, do you want more? Oh, okay, here you go. There's more, here's more, and here's more. You can grow your emotional quotient. What I tell young people is this. Your IQ got you the job. So tell me what line of work you're in. Military? Hey, so in large part, your IQ got you to where you are. It got you into the military, whether it's high school diploma, maybe a little bit of college degree certification. Your IQ got you there. But it's your EQ that does this. It helps you keep your job. It lets you come in as basic military, and it allows you to advance in rank. It's what makes you the CEO of the company. Your IQ got you the job. Your EQ, and that's this self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship management. It's what helps you keep your job. And so my question is this. How are you doing with your EQ? You can't do much about your IQ, because what you got is what you got. You can advance forward. So here I am, driving on the interstate, and I'm like, oh, my daughter wanted to go to Georgia Cumberland Academy. We moved from Michigan, and we end up at GCA. She wanted to go to school there. And I said, oh, Becca, I don't have a job. I get off the interstate. I pull into Dalton State College. I said, my name is Bob, and I need a job. And the dean says, you're hired. Within a year, I was now a tenure track professor. After the first year, she asks me to serve as the assistant dean for School of Education. I've had 1 year of experience in higher ed. And I said, so tell me why. Why do you want me to be the assistant dean? Because she's been working in higher ed for 30 years. This one's 20 years. This one's 15. And she said this to me. She said, I've not ever seen anyone who can get along with everyone and get them to do things that they really don't want to do and smile about it. And I'm like, you think I can do that? And she said, I've seen you do that. And this just hit home. I don't say it, please, if I'm leading you to believe I'm bragging, then please forgive me. But this led me to be convinced that while my IQ may not be as high as his, my EQ, it made a difference. Now, I took the job. I was the assistant dean at Dalton State for a couple of years. Did not like it at all because I was stuck in an office doing reports for the state of Georgia, and I'm like, oh, this is awful. So, okay, next. What time do I need to stop, Teresa? Okay. All right, let me go through this one, and then I want to play a game with you, and then we'll kind of call it a quits, and we'll bring the Sabbath in. So, all right. So the first thing is perceiving emotions. So my question to you is, how well do you perceive other people? And so I love this cartoon. It's based on all the head tilts. Maybe I better explain this again. And this is beautiful because how many times have you seen and you've watched someone and you're like, oh my word, that person has no clue. So here's what happened to me. I was sitting in this church. I was in 7th grade. I went to the ear doctor, and forgive the grossness of it, but they kind of took my ear off. I went in, yanked some stuff out. 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 5 surgeries, 5 straight summers. End result, I have my ear, but the end result, 20%, around 20% hearing in my left ear. The curse became a blessing because now I have the gift, praise Jesus, of reading people. Because while I can't hear you as well as Sarah can, I can understand you based on body language, based on lip reading, based on facial expressions. Do you have the ability to perceive other people? I was teaching a class, I was observing a professor doing an evaluation. And at the end of the evaluation, she said, Dr. Overstreet, how did I do? And it was a math professor. And there's no dig against math professors. But I said, tell me how you think you did. And I was pretty embarrassed because she did awful. And she said, I think it was a great lesson. I did such a beautiful job. I mean, look at it. It's so beautiful. It's got colors, and it was beautiful. And so I took my phone, and I said, let me show you something. And I showed her a picture, and I said, this is what I saw. And 30 kids in the room, 28 were on their laptops, on their devices. 2 people, I think out of pity, were engaged in her lesson. And I said, did you see that nobody was engaged in your lesson? And she said, is that important? You're a teacher, right? Can you imagine? And my response, you have to know, I had to control my own body language because I wanted to say, what? Are you kidding me? I said, it is important. You have to engage your audience. Did you not see that they were disconnecting? And she said, it didn't dawn on me. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I didn't say that, but I'm thinking. And so how well do you perceive? Do you perceive? Facial expressions is huge. When you look at facial expressions, we'll talk about body language, we'll talk about tone, pitch, and personal space bubble. All right, facial expressions. Fear looks like fear. It does not matter if you grew up in Georgia or the country of Georgia. Fear looks the same. I don't care if you're in Guangzhou, China. Fear looks like fear. Happiness, look at emojis. They use the same American emojis that you and I use in America. They use it in China. It's the same. Facial expressions are universal. Now, it may be difficult sometimes to know what happiness looks like in some people, but it's up to me to figure it out. It's like, that's your happy look. I like that. But in reality, happiness looks like happiness. Things about body language, my posture. How does your posture look? What does your posture say? Have you ever watched yourself before? And I remember watching a video of myself, and I thought, oh, my Lord, I have horrible posture. I've got to straighten your back, Bob. Just stand up tall, because I slump a lot. Posture says a lot. Head motion, facial expression, eye contact. I remember interviewing this teacher. Bless her heart. She was a rock star on paper. And I'm like, hey, can you come and can you interview? We'd like to hire, we'd love for you to come and interview. She walks into the room where the interview was taking place. May I take your hand, Sarah? Okay, this was her. She walks in, and it was great. She looked at me and she says, hi, noon. And then it was like this. Hi, my name is Bob. My heart fell. What's wrong with that picture, by the way? Say it again. No self-confidence. Yes. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And this is what I tell all 22-year-old young people. If you're doing a job interview in America, it's very appropriate for you to look at the eyes of the person that you're introducing yourself to. Handshake. Sarah, don't give me the limp fish hand, please. No, 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 no. And so you're talking to a dad who has two girls, and I've raised them to be very strong females. And my youngest daughter, she's 5 foot on a good day. And so people who are 5 foot tall get judged differently than my 5'9" other daughter. And it's a matter of, no, girl, you be strong. You look at their face. It is culturally, I know in China and in Korea sometimes it's not okay. Like you said, some islands especially, you have to be aware. But here in Georgia or Tennessee, it is culturally appropriate that at least shake my hand. Okay, but thank you for bringing that up. Eye contact, gestures. Have you ever seen people who just stand up and just talk? And it's like, okay, today we're going to read Genesis 1, chapter 1. Open your Bible, please. Thank you. Yeah, no, no, no. How well are you perceived? And how do, yes. All right. Here's an array of different emotions. Now, I looked at this, and I did some training for some pastors in Minnesota, and it's interesting to hear people say, I don't do this or enough. Is there, Teresa, I see your head shaking. Is it too far away because it's unfair? Yeah, yeah. Sarah, is there something up there that strikes home for you that's like, that's not me, that's never me? Anything? The tongue out. I hear that one a lot. Even in fun, that's just not, I don't ever do it. I restate that. My granddaughter, I do that with her. Yeah, I did it the other day. Anything else that stands out? Life, I mean, our conversations and interactions with people bring out so much body language. I did some training this week, in fact, to a bunch of stuffy professors. You can imagine, I've done presentations for police chiefs, for the state of Georgia, and here I am talking to a bunch of professors. And I'm not digging on them, but sometimes they're a hard audience. And I had one professor come up to me afterwards, and here's what she said. Your presentation was good, but your hand gestures and all this, it's just way over the top for me. It's like, how do I respond to that? You know what I wanted to say? No. Say it again. No, I needed Jesus to come into my heart then. All right. This is beautiful. So psychology says you have less than 7 seconds to make a first impression. I mean, that's huge. So I just started teaching a class, brand new group of students 3 weeks ago. And it's so cool because they have no idea who I am. And I remember one semester I was teaching at Dalton State. We were all at tables. And I just went and sat down at a table with a group of students. And I'm like, hey, y'all, how are you doing? Yeah, my name's Bob. Yeah. And then it was time for class to start. And everyone was like, well, where's the professor? Anybody know? And so I stand up. I'm like, all right, y'all, I'm the professor here. And so they were surprised that I was, the teacher. But you have 7 seconds. Here's the difficult thing, is once I have an impression of you, for some of us, it's so hard to change that. You've got 7 seconds. The girl that came in for the interview, we did not hire her. She, bless her heart, and after our school, she went to interview at another school and then another one. She wasn't hired in the Florida conference or at work. I don't know if she even got a job because on paper she looked like a great candidate. But in reality, she did not. Anyway, so people blink. This is some cute facts about body language. When people are dishonest or stressful, yeah, there's a lot of blinking that happens. And I'm not telling you, wives, to go and read your husband. I'm just saying, this is a natural, human things. When feeling uncomfortable, I do this. And I'm like, what? Well, men typically touch their face or stroke their beard. Women typically, it's earring, it's jewelry, it's a necklace, it's buttons. Let me read it. Men prefer to touch their face. Women, on the other hand, prefer to touch their neck, clothing, jewelry, arms, and hair, especially. I don't have that problem at all. Next thing, if someone is leaning forward, this is beautiful. This is really tying into my sermon tomorrow. When someone is having a conversation with you, do you lean in? There is power. Think about this. There is power when somebody leans in. It's a matter of you and I can talk, Sarah, but the moment I go, what? I mean, there's beauty that happens. Tone, profile. My wife told me that first night, I will never forget your voice. And to this day, fast forward 32 years, how I speak to her is very crucial to the success of our marriage. And I'm a nice person. I really am. But when I get fixated on something, it's like, oh, do this. Okay, I've got to do this. My wife will say, honey, is it okay if we have smoothies for supper? Yes, that's fine with me. Yes, sure. And I'm like, I know what I said, but you deserve better because that's important to her. And I have to, as her life companion, realize that's huge for her. How I speak. We have this dog that lives in our house. Tone is very important to this dog. And I can say, oh, Jet, you're the ugliest dog in the whole world. Jet, I wish you would run away. He just looks at me and just wags his tail. And he just thinks I'm the king. Tone is important to him. If I say, Jet, you're such a good boy. Come over here right now. He will not. Because how I speak to him, tone matters. What does your tone sound like? I have 2 girls that I raised. They're just like their mama. And the moment I don't use the proper tone, they're like, Dad, don't get so worked up. They base on my tone. So much of what's said is based on my tone. I can have a funny tone, a neutral tone. I can have a serious tone, a casual tone, enthusiastic tone. What is your tone? Just average. What does it sound like? And do we need to fix it? Well, here's my answer to that. You ask your truth teller. You ask the person sitting next to you, the person you sleep in the same house with. You ask, do I need to work on my tone? And for me, it's all about timing. Don't do it when they're in a bad mood, but because my wife will tell you, Bob, when you are tired, you should work on your tone. All right, we're about to wrap this up. Space bubble. I'm constantly preaching to people about be aware of people's space bubble. Be aware. Be cognizant of it. So if I am having a conversation with Sarah and I am leaning in, right, because that's the right thing to do, if Sarah backs away, especially as a male, I have to be cognizant of it. I don't just lean in further. No, 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 no. Because I am invading her space bubble. I am. And some of us don't have a clue. We don't. And I'm telling the men especially, you don't know her world. And when you enter that world and she backs away from it, respect it. Respect it. Don't go back in there. There is a proper distance when it comes to people and space bubble. Not everyone, that's exactly right. If my wife were here, she would stand up and say, my space bubble is this big. I mean, bigger than that. She just doesn't want people to come in. Only me, our family, is allowed. Now, she'll give you an awkward side hug, and that's kind of it, right? No one's allowed to go in there. I remember going to Florida, and so I grew up in this church. And I remember being exposed to the culture in Florida. All of my best friends are Hispanic. I was introduced to a whole new world of space bubble. And truth be told, there is no such thing. You go into their home, and you're not only hugged, but you're kissed on the cheek, and I'm like, oh, my word. Yes. So be aware. Just be cognizant of it. So, do this. Yes. No. This is especially for a female, and I'm very strong at this. Is you make sure, don't let people come into it. You put your arm, yes. It's a matter of, this is my zone. Yes, just stay there. And even if you're rude about it, for me, it's okay. I just am very big protecting people's space. Okay. So we'll do this, and we'll ask Jesus to bless our Sabbath. So the first thing that you see when you see these photos, just give me a word as it relates to emotions. Ready? What do you see? Bored. Yes. I showed this to a group of pastors. I'm not telling you where. But the pastors were like, I don't know. And they're like, shame on you. You should be fine. Next. Engaged. Next one. I love it. Yeah. These are very hard to read for those of you in the back. Here's the next one. Happy. What else do you see? Joy. Yeah. Love it. This is, I want to be with him. I want to hear him preach. Next. Friend. What else? Say it again. Connection. I saw this, I'm thinking, I want to talk to her because she's doing the beautiful thing of leading. Yeah, she's engaged. And I'm thinking, please sit down with me. Yeah. Next one. Sad, lonely. Good. Say it again. Yes. Y'all are very smart. Wow, good. Another one. Okay. All right. Let's do this. This is through the University of Berkeley. It's a free online facial expression test. This lady is expressing embarrassment. Who thinks it's embarrassment? Got a couple. Who thinks it's fear? 7, 8. Who thinks it's sadness? 1, 2, 3. Surprise. The answer is, this is fear. So that is fear. And this website, ooh, I've got it for you. It's right. It's your last page, the assessments on facial expressions. All right, do this one with me. I got to hurry up because I'm already taking your time. This face is expressing, who thinks it's flirtatiousness? Nobody says it's flirtatious, okay? Next one is interest. Nobody thinks it's interest. Oh, wow. All of you, almost. And who thinks it's politeness? Okay. Y'all are going to be so disappointed with this one. Anybody want to change their answer? Okay. All right. Happiness. See, I misled you. All right, let's do another one. An easy one. Who thinks this is sadness? Who thinks this is pain? No pain or sadness? Who thinks it's anger? Oh, thanks. And so, yeah. And this is the beauty behind facial expressions is it doesn't matter if you are, again, from Asia, from America. They have a general look. How well do you do reading people? Because I know in this church, and I'm going to reference my friend who's 84, 80 years old, who just shared with me how sad he is because he's missing a community. Here's the unfortunate thing. I think I read people well, but I did not know the level of hurt this man was going through. And he was a good person. And I told him on the way here, I said, Mr. Lyle, I'm so sorry. I did not see this. He sits by me and Tammy, my wife, every Sabbath, he and his wife, and his emotional support dog, every Sabbath. And I asked God, I said, why didn't I see it? It's a reminder for me to be on the lookout because I don't know who I'm missing. The guy I'm counseling right now, yesterday I pleaded with him, go to a church. He lives in the Atlanta area. There's a bunch of different churches. And he said, I don't want people to see that I smoke cigarettes. I just wonder how many people aside in church right here pray that we don't miss. We don't miss those. We just need the attaboys, pat on the back. Our prayer that he will reveal those who we need to love. Let me pray with you as we kind of bring today to a close. Father, thank you for today. Thank you for the gift of emotions that come from you. Allow me to be correct with my thought pattern, with my perception of others. Help me to see through your eyes, Jesus. Bless us, be with us, keep us safe tonight. Bring us back safely tomorrow for church. I pray this prayer in Jesus' name, amen. I really look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. God bless you.